Chapter 19. Enjoy what comes to you in natural course. Dada says, whatever eatables representing the type of your usual food pattern you get in your plate, just enjoy it with no other dissenting thoughts in your mind. Don't think like, oh, it would have been better had the particular item been served to me now. Just relish what has come to you in natural order. A seeker shares his confusion and asks for advice. Dadaji, the doctor has advised me to limit consumption of bread in view of my health. However, if a sweet item is served along, I am inclined to take more bread. What do I do when I cannot resist eating the item restricted for my health reasons? Even talking to myself doesn't help, and I can't stop eating more of that item. The Dada explains, it would be better if you know how to explain to yourself true self-talk in such a cause. Even mind scolding too can somewhat work for the body. However, the mind doesn't like to be scolded. It would rather retort if you scold. Hence, the better course would be to try to convince the mind through reasoned explaining. You should practice talking to your mind, and over a period of time it may get convinced in your respective point. Enforcing doesn't work, as the atoms in the body are pre-charged in respect to specific preferences. Hence they retort if pressurized beyond a certain limit. Albeit, one may resort to self-talk, and there can be some success once the body accepts, and the mind gets truly convinced about restricting the intake of certain eatables that may be harmful for one's health if taken beyond limit. This all depends upon the level of normalization of one's temperament one has attained. The Dada says it is not desirable to pressurize the mind. Otherwise, it may retort vehemently if not convinced properly. One has to gently handle the mind with a tone of convincing rather than abruptly enforce, which may prove harmful. Neither should the mind be totally set free to go in a wayward manner. That too is harmful as well. One has to find a middle path and go on imparting that true knowledge to one's minds through self-talk. This is a time-taking method, yet beneficial for one's upliftment for the better. Dada explains how nature helps in regulating the body through synchronized functioning of physiological systems in our body. He says, look what happens when you go into sleep after having your dinner. You are just sleeping and doing nothing, and nature takes charge of all the functioning in your body. The required secretion of bile, enzymes, and other digestive secretions takes place seamlessly, and the whole digestive system and various organs function in a wonderful synchronized manner. All this happens on its own while you are sleeping, totally oblivious of all this functioning. When you get up in the morning, the food you ate also gets segregated into various components like blood, urine, stool, etc., reaching their respective destinations on their own in natural course with no intervention from your side. See what a great job Mother Nature is doing for all of us, all the living beings. What will happen if you ask the doctor to do all these jobs, even for a day? Not knowing the required dosage of bile, enzymes, and digestive secretions needed, he may end up injecting them disproportionately and rather kill the patient. On the other hand, nature ensures secretion of these digestive enzymes in such a judicious proportion that their quota lasts all through one's life. See how seamlessly Mother Nature helps you in all these involuntary functions on its own. Dadaji says, most of the time, people do not relish in the true taste of food. He advises, take the food only when you are really hungry, and then only you will relish the true taste of the food. When you are really hungry, the food intake, even if it is in small quantities, will give you enhanced taste. Let there be digestive fire, like that in a furnace enkindled, before you put any food onto it. Otherwise, there will be a gas like the smoke generated when you put firewood before there is a full fire set. Even crude food will give you a nice taste when taken at the time of strong hunger. There lies a nice taste in every item, and one can relish it provided it is consumed at the time when one is strongly hungry.